The Lego Movie 2, the second part, is the sequel to a surprisingly great Lego movie. It takes place 5 years after the events of the first film, and the alien invaders from the end of the first film have turned Bricksburg into a post-apocalyptic wasteland called Apocalypseburg. Everything's dark, everything's brooding, everything's depressing, everything's not awesome, but to Emmett, everything's still awesome, everything's still cool, everything's still really upbeat. But pretty soon, Lucy, Batman, Ben and some other characters get kidnapped by the alien invaders, taken to the other galaxy, so Emmett sets out on a mission to go and rescue his friends and mainly Lucy. Now, like I just said, the Lego Movie is one of the most surprising films of the last few years. Nobody expected that film to be as great as it was, so the Lego Movie 2 had a lot to live up to. Is it yet another case of sequelitis? Is it another sequel to a really fresh, really surprising film that just can't live up to that first one? Well, in my opinion at least, it isn't. I had a really great time with the Lego Movie 2. I walked out with a big smile on my face. I had a smile on my face throughout the entire film, more or less. The thing that impresses me the most about these Lego movies, the second film especially, is the premise. Because we learned at the end of the Lego Movie 1 that it's really a kid playing with his dad's toys and it's told through kind of his imagination. Well, in the Lego Movie 2, the kid's still playing with his toys, but his sister's trying to join in. She's trying to play with the toys. She's trying to get in on the action. She wants to share the toys, but obviously the main kid doesn't want to share with the toys. And the way they translate that through the actual film of the Lego characters itself was really, really clever, because like at the beginning of the film you see the apocalypse and the aliens are fighting the Lego characters. The Lego characters are firing everything they can at the alien invaders, but the alien invaders are just shrugging them off. Kind of like how in real life the sister character would be like, no, it's not affecting me, and the kid's like, no, it is affecting you. And I connected to the film so much on that front, because it really is like the imagination of a child just brought to life on the big screen in the best way possible, and the result is a really fun, really funny and wacky, just insane adventure. Any human being alive can relate to that aspect of this film, being a kid and just making a grand, massive adventure with these toys and visualizing it in your head. And just like the first Lego movie, it's a really fun adventure with great pop culture references like the figures that appear, the characters that you recognize from films, TV and other aspects of pop culture. There are some great cameos in there, some great lines in there. I mean, where else are you going to see Gandalf the Grey say, "Remember what happened to the Justice League?" It's a really funny film as well, and just the way this film kind of subverts the genre cliches. Like the first one, it's like building up to it, and you're expecting what you're trying to expect in that moment, but it'll just do something completely hilarious and break that genre cliche tension. And they just do it in such a hilarious way, and I found myself cracking up quite a few times in this film in those particular moments. Some of the lines in there they're really, really good. The soundtrack as well was really great. There's one song in particular that's just going to be stuck inside your head. I'm trying to think of some flaws with the film, but no real fundamental film-breaking flaws are coming to mind. I will say the structure of the film does feel kind of similar to the first one at parts, especially in the third act. The second you see something in the third act, you're going to be like, oh, they're doing what they did in Lego Movie 1, and they kind of execute the film's message in a similar way to the Lego Movie 1. But the message of this film is still a really good message, and they still hit home the message. You just can't help but notice that they do it in the same way as they did in the Lego Movie 1. And yeah, the film isn't as fresh or as surprising as the first Lego Movie, but that's kind of like a duh. Of course it's not, because the first Lego film was so incredibly surprising. The Lego Movie 2 is just not going to have that same new car smell as the Lego Movie 1, but it's not in a way where the first film was great but the second film wasn't. Surprisingly enough, it's the first film was great, but the second film was great. That's the surprise factor of Lego Movie 2, is the fact that it manages to live up to the greatness of the first Lego Movie. In the end, guys, I had a blast with Lego Movie 2. Not quite as good as Lego Movie 1, but it's still really fun, really funny, entertaining. The animation's great, the voice acting is all great. I love all the characters. Rex Dangerous, by the way, the new Chris Pratt character, he was badass. He was a great addition to the film as well. I love the style of the film. I love the storytelling, the way they correlate what's going on with the human people through the Lego story. It's really clever. It's really well written. It's a great adventure. I had a lot of fun with Lego Movie 2. A bit more than I thought I would. I was expecting to really enjoy it, but not as much as I did. I had a great time with it, and I'm going to give the Lego Movie 2 a 4.5 out of 5. But yeah, that song I was talking about, it's going to get stuck in your head, I guarantee. It's stuck in my head now, it's just playing constantly and constantly. So have you guys seen the Lego Movie 2? What did you think about it? In fact, I actually want to plea you guys, go watch the Lego Movie 2, because the box office trajectory for the Lego film so far has been kind of going down. They're making less and less money. And I just don't want this franchise to disappear, because walking out of this film, I was begging for a Lego Movie 3. I really want there to be a third film. Don't let this film flop, don't let it underperform, give it money, give it some love, so we can get that third Lego film and we could have possibly one of the best animated trilogies of recent time. Do it, do it, do it. And when you do see it, come back here, tell me what you thought of it in the comments, and if you want to know my thoughts on some other stuff, click on one of these in a second, and I'll see you all next time.